What game was it? Which round is it? How many wins does Vegas have? The Vegas Golden Knights win round 1, game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs in the year 2024 against the Dallas Stars. I'm still kind of shaking a little bit. My heart rate got to 114 at the end there, and the score was 4-3. A couple of different roster moves to happen, and one of them just absolutely tearing up the Vegas fan base right now because, first off, starting a goaltender who has never played a playoff game before over the guy who won you the Stanley Cup last year is an interesting roster decision, and one that I support, quite frankly. Logan Thompson has been better down the stretch, and he deserves the net right now. No offense to Aiden Hill, like, it just is what it is. Roster thing number 2, Mark Stone, the captain, comes back from LTIR. Wait, no, that's not the big thing, guys. The big thing is we started Brett Howden over Pavel Dorofeev? Seriously? Guys, what is wrong with you? And it almost mattered. Maybe, we don't really know, but oh man, I'm still coming down from that. I forgot how stressful this is. We're leading the series. Let's go. Let's go. And the first period, just starting off with a banger because there was a penalty called within 2 minutes, and I didn't get to see the penalty because ESPN and the lack of the, feed switching over from the Toronto-Boston game was just great. But Vegas on the power play, and the first thing that I really see is the puck get cleared from the zone, but then Vegas brings it back in, and then they score! And who else? Mark Stone tips it in from a pass from Noah Hannafin. Eichel had a secondary assist. That is the funniest possible thing that could have possibly happened in this game, was Mark Stone scoring the first goal of this series. Say what you will about the LTIR thing, what they're doing is completely legal as long as Mark Stone had a legitimate injury, which for one I believe, because the NHL investigates this. They investigated it last year. They push hard on the LTIR stuff, and they, according to reputable sources, including Kelly McCrimmon, who, if he was lying, the NHL would probably say something, said the NHL has been asking for all these doctor's reports and been very, very strict on this. They haven't always been with LTIR, and I understand the skepticism. I'm not trying to say it's unwarranted. I'm just saying I choose to believe that this game, this league, this is not rigged in favor of any specific team. Is it badly run? Yeah, yeah. No quantifier. I'm open to this rule being tweaked or whatever, but that's for a different video. But he tips one in, and it's 1-0. And the thing is Dallas, every time Mark Stone touched the puck, the boos rained down from the heavens as if he cross-checked the captain when the captain fell to the ice in the neck. Oh, wait. No, that's just because LTIR and it's just what the 31 other fan bases choose to complain about, despite the fact that Tampa Blackhawks have both done this exact thing, and the other 15 teams that are using LTIR currently, for a different video because the Golden Knights are out and they're winning. Barbashev along the boards passes it over to streaking into the zone. Sorry, that's not his name. Conathan Marchesmythe, who one-times this thing 5-hole. I didn't know if it went in or not because it bounced out super quickly, but it went in past Ottinger, 2-0. And it's just a really early time for Vegas to have the lead, and Dallas gets one back. I went to Chipotle today and got the buy one get one free with the hockey jerseys. There was a gentleman there that was wearing a Minnesota Wild Ryan Suter jersey. And of course, Ryan Suter buries this horrid pass from William Carrier in the defensive zone against the boards, wins the puck, sends it blindly into the middle of the slot. What on earth are you doing, dude? And Ryan Suter buries it. But there was a challenge really quickly by Vegas for offsides, which generally means it's pretty obvious, and the review would agree with the amount of time, which was short, that it took to deliberate on this. And yep, nope, Marchment offsides, no goal, so phew. Doesn't matter. A couple minutes later, Wyatt Johnston with a beautiful pass to the cherry picking, which is allowed and legal, and I'm not saying he shouldn't have been, but it's cheeky cherry picking. Jamie Benn, who then streams in and buries a really good goal past Logan Thompson to make it 2-1. Just in time for Mason Marchment to commit a penalty. Vegas going back to the power play, which they're 1-for-1 on in the evening with one shot on goal. And Vegas's power play has historically been awful. awful, and has recently gotten some good ground, but you know, we have new pieces and stuff, and so it's small sample size. It doesn't matter. Noah Hanifin sends it on immediately on the face-off draw, and Tomas Hertl tips it, makes the save, gets to the rebound, buries it, past Ottinger to make it 3-1 Vegas. 38 seconds later, Logan Thompson, who I had said during that draft, it was 2 years ago when Vegas selected Zach Dean in the first round, where I was thinking, oh, Vegas, draft Logan Thompson, he's small, but I thought he was a good player. Obviously he is. He steals this puck from Mark Stone, which, yeah, in Vegas's defensive zone, gets this turnover, passes it over to Robertson, who has an amazing shot that goes past Logan Thompson to make it 3-2 going into the first intermission. Jason Robertson is one of my favorite players in the league that has never played for the Vegas Golden Knights. I simply just, I really like that player. And Logan Thompson, like him, and Ottinger, I like him as well. Like, it's genuinely, like, I don't have really anybody on the Stars that I hate other than maybe Jamie Benn, but like, and for the most part, like, Stars fans that I've interacted with haven't been, like, not trying to name any other specific fan bases out there, but like, they've been civil for the most part, even if they dislike Vegas, which I genuinely appreciate. And I love that we have this rivalry because this is the third meeting between these two teams in Vegas's existence in the playoffs, which is short. 3 meetings in the last 5 years is insane. LA and Edmonton have 3 meetings in the last 3 years, but like, it's different, you know? 2 of Dallas and ours meetings has been in the Western Conference Final. I was saying this earlier that my favorite game so far of the playoffs had to be the barn burner that was the Winnipeg, Colorado game. And I did not mean when I said that I wanted the Vegas game to be like that. But after the first period, where it was 3-3 with 1 goal being illegal, so taken back 3-2, it was looking a lot like it. And the second period did not slow down because Braden McNabb just spraying it from the side, weird shot that Barbashev is screening Ottinger in front of. Otter never sees it, it goes in, it's 4-2 Vegas, and Braden McNabb scored his 4th career playoff goal. He scored 4 goals in the regular season. Just, But then after that, Vegas doesn't have a shot, basically the rest of the period. We had like 3 total shots in the second period. Dallas greatly outplayed us, but Logan Thompson and our shot blocking brigade just put on a show. They did a really good job in the defensive zone of limiting shots to the outside, then blocking a lot of those shots, and Logan Thompson had a phenomenal second period. So we go into the third up 4-2. That's really all that happened in the second period. Vegas didn't have much offensively going for them, indicated by the 3 shots. The third period evens out a bit more. Vegas is playing a little bit better. They have more options with the puck. They are able to get 3 shots on goal in the first like 6.5 minutes of that third period, which is what they got the entirety of that second period. And they're only able to get 4 total. Dallas, Mason Marchment makes a really good move and makes it 4-3. And my heart rate immediately jumped. Everything, like everything got way more intense, and I didn't necessarily like it, but the fact that I'm able to be here and doing that and like feeling that, like that's cool. Ottinger had an assist on that. And this goal, oh man, Logan, I know you've had a good second, not my son, the goalie, that just felt weird. I don't know, I'm not used to it. Thompson had a phenomenal second period. This goal is so bad. My first thought was, wow, it really doesn't matter which goalie we have in net, we're just gonna allow 1 bad goal. But that's not true because Logan Thompson hasn't allowed a goal like that in a while. Marchment just sends one on from the side and no one in front of Thompson. He goes for the glove, just missed the puck and it goes into the back of the net and it just, oh man. But he rebounds and is able to do a really good job of rebounding from that, especially because the people in American Airlines Center were chanting Logan and Thompson, like after everything. They alternated between the two, and so the fact that he kept his head in his first career playoff game just is really, really solid. He's still relatively young, and he is not the most experienced of goalies, obviously, and so just really solid job, Logan Thompson. Dallas putting a lot of pressure on. They pull Otter with 2.5 minutes left, and my heart rate is at a steady like 90 to 100 100, and I think it maxed out on 118. The most of the time, it's hovering around that 100 for a majority of it. Bruce Cassidy calls a timeout with 1:20 left, and Vegas is able to hold on to win 4-3 in game one, and I am like that sigh of relief right there of pushing it all down is the first time I've really been able to do that since the end of the game, because I just was shaking after. It was a good win, a solid win. Dallas, I do feel like played better than... There were a couple of missed calls from the refs. There was a missed high-sticking call on Logan Stankoven, well, on Petro, who high-sticked Logan Stankoven, and a questionable like offsides whistle. At the same time, like nothing directly changed a goal other than the offsides goal that came off, which was legitimate, but the crowd after every little thing was just chanting, refs, you suck. And I get it, like you can be frustrated with that, but you cannot blame the refs for this because the penalty kill stunk. Quite frankly, to allow goals like that, like I know it was a bang thing for really both of the goals. All of the goals tonight were just in transition, and the Stone goal was in transition from the power play, and it goes in, he tips it in. The Marchessault goal was in transition. Robertson, like every single goal that was scored tonight was in transition. I'm not expecting at all this playoff series to be easy at all for either team, to be honest. And it's a little unfair to the Dallas Stars to win the conference and then have to face this team. But Vegas fought good and hard, and they scored legitimate goals that gave them more than the Stars. Can you be frustrated with the refs? Sure. Can you blame them for the loss? Not really. Otter had a terrible game, really. Like, I know 2 of the goals were tipped, and there's not really much you can do on that, but allowing 4 on 15, and it's just not gonna get the job done. He really allowed 4 on 10. And he made the last 5 saves, but when you've already allowed 4, your save percentage was a 600. Just not good. We win. They really don't ask how, they ask how many when it comes to the playoffs. Honestly, my honest take is that the scratching Doro to play Howden enlisted more emotion out of me than starting Logan, and Stone coming back from LTIR, both of those elation and the disappointment from not starting Doro, which almost mattered. I forgot to say this because there was a play where Mantha made a really good pass to Howden, who streams in all alone on Otter and doesn't really do anything with the puck, that I am 78% sure Doro would have finished and scored there. Like, obviously, you never know, but I trust Dorofeev a lot more than I trust Howden to be able to bury that. And it didn't end up mattering in the end. Thank goodness. I don't think Howden had a bad game either. He didn't take a weird penalty. It's just one of those things. Howden provides a more physical presence, but Doro's scoring touch I feel like is more useful. And I know Dallas is a bigger team. I know that that physicality is really going to come into play in the later games, and having like depth is going to be good, but I don't know. Spittin' Chicklets posted a tweet earlier about how Mark Stone, Mr. Game 1, has been activated from LTIR because, of course, who would have seen that coming? And honestly, I know it's a little derogatory, not like in the sense of like it being offensive or whatever, but just it's supposed to poke at like Vegas and just cause that kind of controversy, which doesn't really mean much, and it's good banter if you don't actually think that Vegas is cheating, which they're not because they haven't broken any rules. I can understand skepticism or whatever, but the NHL anyway. And I'm gonna go with that. Mr. Game 1, what a nickname. Mark Stone, Mr. Game 1. I do want to clarify that when he was talking about playing tonight, he didn't say I'm healthy. He said he felt good. He was healthy enough. And there is a difference there. I made a video about it. I haven't posted it because I just don't want to deal with it, but it's like 20 minutes long. I don't know if you want to watch it, where I go through it and stuff, but that was game 1. Game 2 should just be just as fun, right? Vegas steals home ice. If we are able to leave Vegas with a 3-1 lead, I'll be happy. If we leave tied 2-2, as long as like we win 1 game in team, like it is what it is. It should be a good series. I'm excited. Anyways, it's gonna be it for round 1, game 1's nightly review. Thank you so much for watching and have a good night.